What's up, y'all?
Hey, everybody.
It's Cleo.
It's Violet.
And welcome to
20-something.
All right, you guys. So we're back again with another episode. And this week, we're going to be talking about white people entitlement. Okay?
Spicy. This is going to get spicy. Okay.
Ew, I hate how she said that like that.
Spicy.
Y'all hear her voice?
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm recovering. So
Ew, she acting like she crack addict. I'm recovering from the rehab center.
I have a yeah, I'm sick.
She has laryngitis.
Okay, let's relax. It's a sinus infection. I don't know if that's better, but
I don't know. But yeah, so she's a little sick, so please excuse her.
Yeah.
Her voice.
If you like my voice better like this, I understand. I do too.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, okay. So, we've been wanting to talk about this for a minute.
Wow, now,
okay.
yeah.
This is white people entitlement in multiple venues, okay? Mm-hmm. So, we're going to hit all the nails. We're going to talk about white people and the right of way, aka not moving out of your way, feeling like they have the go-ahead.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about white people getting all in your personal space. Mm-hmm. We're also going to talk about white people feeling like they can tell you what to do with your life. Yeah. And what else? I think that was
majority.
Yeah. So
I don't think I have anything. What we're going to talk about, I guess telling you what to do is, I was going to say teachers.
Yeah. That's telling you what to do type shit.
So yeah, so it's pretty much like getting in the way.
Yes.
Cutting you in line, things like that. Cutting you off when you're driving.
Yep.
All those types of things. But yeah.
So this has been an issue since the beginning of time for Black people, I feel like. At least when they encountered white people.
Yeah.
Because, Black people have always been Black people have always been what is that called, like geared to feel like we're inferior.
Yeah,
not even to make it like a deep racial thing, but you know what I'm saying, like just like, okay, you're supposed to be polite and you're supposed to move out the way and you're supposed to do all this extra shit, and it just makes it worse at the fact that we are both girls, because a lot of the time some of the shit that we're even saying for white people can even apply to Black guys in general, just because I feel like niggas just feel like they're bigger than what they are and they be bumping into people like, you can't see us. But I noticed for fact that white women do this shit a lot. So we're gonna especially talk about white people really just getting in your way. Like, that shit is ridiculous. I noticed the first time I noticed it, I even had to be told. Like, I didn't just notice on my own. And I'm usually, like, really self-aware when it comes to shit like that. But I was volunteering and I was in high school. And this one Nigerian dude, like, we were all eating lunch at the table. And he was like, yeah, have you noticed that white people always feel like they have the right of way? And all of us, like, kind of paused and we looked at him. We're like, what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, like, whenever I'm walking into an elevator or, like, there was a door and he noticed that he was about to enter and there were some white people that were coming out and they like pushed him to get out because he didn't move. And I was like, were you like on the wrong side? He was like, no, I was just walking and I was trying to get in and they pushed past me to come out. And he was like, ever since then I started like looking back and being like, did these people ever move? And he was like, they never move. And he was like, I swear to God, if you keep walking and there's a white person coming down an aisle, they'll hit you before they move.
Yeah.
And I thought he was over exaggerating. Cleo, I tried it. I was like, let me see if this shit is fact. So I was walking, and I don't remember where I was, but I was walking, and there were some white people, and it was like, it's never usually like in a space that's extra large, because then it's like you're obviously coming to hit me, even though that has happened to me too. But it was like a store, and there was like an aisle, and I was walking, and I thought there was an unwritten rule that you're supposed to walk on the right side of the fucking walkway if it's an aisle, so it could be 2 lanes. But I guess not, because these people were walking towards me and it would have been their left and my right. And so I'm thinking, okay, there's nobody on the right side, they're gonna move over to the right, because that's just what you do to be courteous. Like, why are you trying to hit me? These people did not move. They didn't move, and they walked into me and we bumped each other. And then guess what they did? They scoffed at me. And I just looked at them and at this point, this is an adult and I'm still a teenager. So it's like, you're scuffing at a kid. Like, it's not even like I'm your age mate where it's like, okay, move. So Yeah, that shit always happens.
Yeah.
That shit always happens.
Yeah.
And that's when I noticed. I was like, okay, ever since that day, I stopped moving out of white people's way.
Yeah.
That's the day I stopped.
For me, that's not really how I came across it. I can't even think about the first instance, but I just know that anytime I would be in like stores and stuff, I don't know, I guess especially malls, that's really kind of where I first noticed it. Like, I just noticed that white folks just, when they were walking near me or coming close to me, they would kind of just like almost be very, very close to hitting me. And if not, they did hit me, you know. But now for me, like, I just stand there, like, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I've just trained myself to just know that I'm just not going to move. Like, why do I need to move? Like, I feel like the way they look at you is if they kind of already expecting you to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, no, bitch, I'm about to show you that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to learn how to say excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I go to my way to, you know, be kind to others and do this and that. But like sometimes it's like Vi said, like they'll be coming into your area. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So in that case, it's not me needing to be the bigger person. Exactly. Bitch. It's you need to
move.
Yes.
Like, are you not aware?
Or say excuse me, like, oh, I'm about to, you know, just in case you know that you might be.
Exactly, because it would have been different if these people that we're talking about are saying excuse me, but they don't open their mouth to say anything.
Yeah.
Though you make eye contact, I be making eye contact.
They'll literally run into you.
Like they'll bump the fuck out of you for no fucking reason. Like,
and then look at you crazy.
Exactly. That's the killer. It's like, okay, we both bumped into each other, and I didn't make a face at you because I already knew you were gonna hit me. From my prior experience, I already knew as a white person you were not going to move out of my way. So I braced myself.
Yeah.
You're surprised that I didn't move. So now all of a sudden, that's when you noticed that I was there when I hit you. You didn't see me before. You know why they didn't see me? Because they don't see color. So I'm invisible. That's why. That's what they like to say. I don't see color. They don't see color so much that me and Cleo are invisible. They don't see us until they hit us and we hit them. Acting like I hit them. Like, no, bitch, you also hit me too. Yeah. It's not one way round. It's not like I be bumping into people. I nudge people and I push people. Usually when I'm at a party, or in like a crowded setting, and I notice that dudes do this a lot, where they'll trample you and act like they don't see you, and it's like, no, nigga, you're not even dancing.
And it's annoying.
You're not even dancing. Annoying. So why do you need space?
Nothing.
You're just standing there pushing me further and further back.
I was even telling Vi that I felt like it was almost just me experiencing that when I would go to parties. Like I always feel like guys would just be, you know, almost run. It's like I can't tell if they're running to me on purpose. Do you not see me? Like, what about me is where you know that I'm not visible. You know what I'm saying? I almost feel like invisible. I would honestly think it was. I couldn't tell if it was just me. Like, am I like some fugly ass bitch y'all just running into?
Exactly.
Or it's just like
you guys are just not aware of your space.
You know, is it because I'm black? Like what all is it? Because is it a mixture of all of the above? Because
I think it's a mixture. Because I'm
like, damn, like, am I that fugly for y'all to just be bumping into me and acting as though, like even when you look at them, like at them crazy, they're kind of looking at you like, well, duh, bitch, I'm bulldoze your ugly ass.
Like, girl.
Like, dang, nigga.
Exactly. Sometimes I feel like, I know for sure for myself, when someone bumps into me, depending on how the person looks, I give them, in my mind, a reason is created for why they bumped into me. If it's a black guy and they bump into me, I'm like, okay, you bumped into me because you're a man.
Okay.
And you feel like, you know, as a woman, my inferior ass should move over. If it's a white lady, you bumped into me, we're both women. Okay, we know in society women are meant to, you know, kind of make themselves smaller. So me and you were on the same level now, okay? We're both the same gender.
Yeah.
You're bumping into me because I'm black and black people are supposed to move out your way.
Yeah.
If it's a white guy, honestly, it's up in the air for me. Like, on the reason why they bump into me. Sometimes I feel like because white guys are on the hierarchy in society, so they feel like no one ever moves out their way, so they're just not even used to moving out of nobody's way. And then when white guys do move out the way for me, I feel like they moved out my way because I'm a woman, and, you know, that's like chivalrous or whatever, like, oh, you know, let the lady get by type shit. But when white niggas, God, I'll be saying excuse me from the back. They act like they can't hear. Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, definitely. Especially up in the store.
Girl.
That's one thing I don't like is having to say excuse me multiple times. I'll be like, excuse me, like super loud.
And I'm like, I know you can hear me. Like, you guys hear me talking on this podcast.
And then when they do move, they don't even say sorry.
Yes, they just move, and they move out of anger. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should have fucking hit you with my cats.
I know.
I should have hit you with my car. I should have
ran you over. I should have hit your heel.
Exactly, because I know you guys hear me talking on this podcast. I don't have a soft voice for y'all to be like, maybe they can't hear you. I'm loud as shit on this shit.
Yeah.
Excuse me. In high school, after that nigga told me what he told me, and I started peeping.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite shit to say was excuse you. I just excuse you the fuck out of people. Excuse you. Especially when you're on the wrong side of the wrong road in the hallway. I used to be bumping niggas in high school because me and you were the same age. Mm-hmm. So it's no need for me to be polite. I'll usually say excuse me to people that are older than me just out of respect because of the way I grew up and I was raised.
Yeah.
If you're in my way and, you know, I don't say excuse me, it's because usually you're older than me. Yeah. So I just won't say anything. So I'll just pause because I'm like, either I stopped walking. I remember, oh my God, bitch. One time I was at a store and these people were walking towards me and they were walking on the wrong side. And I was even in the fucking aisle before them, which is what was pissing me off.
Yeah.
And then they started walking and they were walking on my side. They were walking directly in front of me. So I was like, okay, there's nowhere for me to move to because if I move to my right side, I'm going to hit the aisle. Like I'm already as close enough to the goods as I can be. So there's some space on the other fucking side of the aisle. You can move left. They didn't want to move.
Yeah.
So I paused. Why did they still hit me? They
Really?
still bumped into me. Bitch, I turned my neck so quick and I was like, so you didn't see me? And they didn't say anything and they kept walking. And like they looked at me. They didn't apologize and they just kept, and they turned out the aisle.
Wow, that's so fucking rude.
Bitch.
That is so rude.
I wanted to slap them. I was so angry. I was like, I even paused. I even stopped walking. So you could see, okay, you know, I'm about to run into sis. And then you still ran into me.
Wow.
Girl.
Wow.
In high school, I used to be shoulder nudging people heavy. Move. And at parties and clubs, I do that shit. And I do that with guys. Like, that's the people I do.
I mean, shoulder nudging.
Because these people act like they can't see you. And sometimes these niggas look like they're ready to slap me. And I just be standing there like, oh, yeah, no.
Slap.
Go ahead. Start slapping away. Slap away.
Slap.
Please. Because you're bumping into me.
It's like, at least now I know you can fucking see me.
Exactly.
But you're acting like I'm invisible, acting like you can't see me.
Ooh, ladies, let me tell you what to do if you feel like these people be running you over and you're in a tight space and you're about to lose your footing because you're in fucking high heels. All you gotta do is use that elbow that you have. You know, we're close to their abdomen usually, unless it's a short nigga. And boom, right in the rib. And say, move. Move! I remember I was doing that with my friends.
Yeah.
Girl, they used to be telling me to relax. Like, when we went to UTA, they used to be telling me to relax. They were like, girl, stop. Like, I can see you're about to get hit. Like, yeah. They're like, okay, relax. We'll just move. I'm like, I already moved. And I say it loud enough so these niggas can hear after I've nudged them.
At this point, you're doing that shit purposefully. And it's really frustrating. Like, I know some of y'all could be listening thinking like, oh, I feel like they're just trying to be spiteful. They're trying to be petty and stuff like that. But, like, when you've gotten that type of treatment all your life, it starts getting annoying. Like, feeling invisible, feeling as though people don't see you, feeling as though people are purposely hitting you or just, like, acting like your existence isn't there, starts getting really, really, really annoying. You know what I'm saying? And it's, like, to the point where it's just like you don't know how to react anymore. You've tried the nice thing.
Exactly.
It's like, do I need to now try the hard, like the mean thing? So you can finally understand that I'm here. Like, when I'm a person, I'm a human. I'm here. And I feel like, I don't know if it's because, you know, we're Black women that we feel like, you know, we feel like this. Other women could feel differently. But it's just like, I'm fucking sick and tired of feeling as though, like, I'm not seen, you know, like, I'm just some shit in the aisle that doesn't matter. I'm not getting an excuse me.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not getting courtesy.
Because it's like, and
courtesy at all for
this
anything.
is why we're talking about it, because we really don't know what the reason is. We don't know if it's a gender thing. We don't know if it's a race thing. We don't know if it's a mixture. But I do know for sure that this is not a situation where I want to hear people saying that you're overreacting.
Yeah.
Because
or that, oh, you're generalizing. Because at the end of the day, I don't need someone, especially if you're not Black, I don't need you trying to tell me what I'm experiencing. You know what I mean? Because I would not do vice versa.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now that this is what I'm experiencing, and I'm noticing it's a pattern.
Exactly.
And it's not just us. And trust me, we have examples of other people too.
Most definitely.
So don't think that it's just going to be our stories up in here. No. We're going to bring other stories of people saying the exact same thing that we've said.
Exactly. Because I remember I used to say that shit to people, and like to other Black girls, and they would laugh. And I'm like, no, like, I'm actually being serious. Like, have you noticed it? And, you know, no one really starts to check out for it. And I think one of my friends that I told, she actually, like, looked, and she was like, bro, that shit happened. I said, yeah, like, you don't even realize, because you've been, like, programmed to move, because since you're little, you're taught by your parents, oh, have manners, be respectful, and especially if you're, of like certain ethnic groups and certain cultures, respect for your elders is a big situation. And being Nigerian, that's like hammered into you, like, you know, respect your elders. You know, I've been young for all my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm barely 21 now. So for a majority of the situations, these people have been older than me. So I'm like, okay, out of respect as the younger person, I'm gonna move. Out of respect as but after 18, you know, you're an adult, and it was still weird for me to view myself as one, because I still felt like, you know, I'm still a teenager, I'm still 18, I still can't really speak up. But no, people my age now, I'm 21, people get married even before you're 21. People, some of my classmates, they have kids and shit, and they're married, they have a whole family. I'm to the point where I consider myself a woman. Like, my friends, when I got to college, some of my friends would be like, yeah, I'm a grown-ass woman. And she viewed herself as a woman at 18. I didn't do that. I didn't view myself as a woman at 18, because I remember dudes would come up to me and still be trying to talk to me. And I would feel grossed out if I could tell they were visibly older than me. But now I'm like, okay, you know, I'm 21. This is normal. So now, as I feel as a woman, I feel womanly now. I'm a grown-ass woman. Get the fuck out of my way. You're an adult. I'm an adult. We're not the same age. But this is still the U.S. of A. So in America, that shit don't even matter that heavy. Just because I grew up that way, that does not mean you're about to come and be trampling over me. And I'm talking about white people specifically in this instance. I'm talking about white people because they like to act like they don't see black people. They don't see people walking around. They don't see anybody. It's just them. The earth.
It's almost as though, like, you know, they it's like almost as though it's like a subconscious type of thing. Where they maybe they don't think about it, but they feel like it's almost expected for us to just automatically just be moving. You know what I mean?
I feel like that too. I really do. And I feel like a lot of the reason that it's like that is because we're going to bring a little history into this, okay? So, you know, we're in America, and we're even in the South. We're in Houston, Texas. So Jim Crow law was a huge thing in the South, in the U.S., even all over America, but specifically the South. So since we're living in Texas, we're going to talk about our Texas experiences, okay? So,
y'all should see this girl's face.
So, there was a lot of things going on with Jim Crow, and for you guys that, for whatever reason, don't know, Jim Crow is basically like some laws put in place by the U.S. government to tell black people and white people how to interact with each other, because, you know, they used to separate shit, like a lot of shit. So there was even Jim Crow etiquette. And so this, I found out like 2 days ago when I was doing a little bit of diggings before we talk about this, like before talking about this topic. So I didn't even know that there was etiquette on how black people should treat white people and vice versa. I really just thought Jim Crow laws were just telling you, you know, where you couldn't eat and where you couldn't work and shit like that. But no. Jim Crow, I'm reading from the documentation. So this is, everyone should know how, like, this is for the time period. Everyone's meant to know how to do this and meant to know that you're supposed to act like this. So they're saying Jim Crow etiquette prescribed that blacks were introduced to whites, never whites to blacks. So, for example, Mr. Peters, and I'm the white person talking, Mr. Peters, this is Charlie. Charlie's the black person that I spoke to you about. So basically, as a black person, you know, you have to, your presence is not meant to be acknowledged until someone introduced you. And the person that introduces you is only allowed to be white, because, God forbid, black people come up to white people like we're age mates, like we're not both the same age. White people were not allowed to address black people by Mr., ma'am, miss. It was just their first name. So somebody that's 18, that's white, is allowed to talk to my dad and call him by his first name. So, you know, just the pattern here to show the
even
how it's ingrained. Right? Yeah, how it's ingrained. I said ingrained. Wow. How it's ingrained in your brain and your behavior that, you know, black people are meant to be treated like second-class citizens. Okay? Even for driving, Cleo, white motorists have the right of way at all intersections.
That's stupid.
So I have to be looking inside your car.
That's even stupid.
To see.
That doesn't even make any sense. You see how racism will come and kill you?
Is that a white person or a black person?
Okay.
I can't go. Literally, what did I say? Remember when I said it and when I brought up the topic to Cleo, I said white people on the right of way. White motorists have the right of way.
Exactly.
At all intersections.
Yeah. You hear that?
They literally,
This is literally like, we're not making shit up, y'all.
You can look it up. It's called Jim Crow etiquette. So you know. So you can look it up yourself. It's actually interesting. There's a whole list of shit.
And you can't tell me that that's why, like, we'll get to this later. I'm kind of jumping the gun. But this is why, like, when me and Vi were scrolling through Twitter, I was looking at people's, like, black people talking about this and seeing white people under their comments saying their opinions and shit, saying, like, this is not just a white thing. This is all type of racist thing. Like, okay, let's just first understand that we don't need to state the obvious. Obviously, we know there's people, all races of people, since, you know, they left to all things, right? Mm-hmm. We already know there's all races of people that do rude shit. And obviously that do this. But right now, we're talking about something that we all can say, I've seen a majority of white people do. You know what I'm saying? To black people, okay? Yeah. I don't know about any other races. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's like, I don't understand, you know, I just don't understand how you know,
they have so much amp to come and tell you that's not true.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen black people, as a white person in your everyday life, you see black people, yes. Mm-hmm. And you see in those moments that you're seeing the black people, the interactions others have with them. Yeah. But you're not that black person 24/7. Yeah. So just because you, in that 5 seconds you saw that black person, didn't see that happen, doesn't mean that when that black person is themselves all the time, that doesn't happen to them.
Oh, and another thing is that, like, I feel like you unconsciously, like, sometimes they could probably unconsciously be knowing, since this is something that's ingrained, right? This was Jim Crow laws. Obviously, so people are taking that and it's gonna, you know,
affect their everyday life.
Affect not even that, but like affect their kids coming up and their kids' kids and their kids. You know what I'm saying? To the point, like, once, you know, slavery's abolished and everything's abolished and everything's finished, you're still going to have those mindsets. That doesn't mean that things are going to stop. You're still going to be treating.
You might not tell might not tell your kid, hey, when you see a black person, don't move. But your kids learn things from you.
And they see you not moving. They see you doing these rude shit.
They see you.
So they come and take the same thing and they do the same thing. So I don't like seeing people in the comments or white people in the comments, you know, refuting so
like
much.
It's not all related.
Exactly.
Like, it's not all related. But like, there's no way.
But not even that. Just acting as though, like, you know, you're trying to come and tell me what isn't true, or trying to take that in actually hearing us out and trying to change it. You know what I mean?
Like into trying to change it into,
you know, maybe taking a step back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was even saying some people, I could tell they were taking a step back and they were thinking, oh wow, I didn't even notice.
Exactly.
You know, maybe so I am doing that, you know?
And I feel like just
everybody's so hostile and trying to say all people, all. I don't like when white people do that, because it's like, you're not even trying to sit back and see. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But by vice versa, you'll come and tell other races of people to come sit back and see something.
Exactly.
But are you yourself going to sit back and see? No, you're sitting here in my comments telling me that I need to be a better person. Exactly. I need to be a bigger person. I need to do this. I need to be that.
Literally, somebody told the girl that was talking about her experience that maybe she should have just been the bigger person and said, excuse me, when someone was in her way. I'm just tired of being told I need to be the bigger person. Why don't you be the bigger person? Why don't you be the bigger person and not do rude shit from jump? Because they will actually collapse if they have to do that.
Like, it's disrespectful. It's really not disrespectful. Like, I understand that some of y'all bitches, excuse me, I'm sorry. I understand that some of y'all, it might be unconscious. You know what I'm saying? You might not even notice and stuff. But sitting here in somebody's comments and that somebody else's comments that's telling you their experience and you telling them this and that.
What the hell?
Like, what?
What the hell is that about?
That's like someone saying, oh, I'm experiencing anxiety, I'm experiencing depression, and you're going to come in the comments and say, oh, no, this is not, that's not true.
Maybe if you just slowed down and just took your time and just breathed, that wouldn't happen to you. What? You don't, like, what? Like, sis in the comments, be quiet. Like, lady, shut the hell up. And then, look, another thing, the last one that I felt like was kind of important was for black people, like, telling black people how to, you know, converse with white people, was to say, never impute dishonorable intentions to a white person. So this is perfect for what the hell Cleo just said. You see how the original tweet was by Jackie Aina, and she was just saying that, like, she's noticed that white people don't know how to say excuse me. Okay, that was basically what she said. This lady got so offended and told Jackie that she should have just been the bigger person to say, excuse me. You're getting so upset because she put negative connotations on this white lady. You're saying that everyone is rude because she's putting negative connotations on these white people that aren't saying excuse me.
Yeah.
It's a white people. It's okay for us to say that white people do bad shit.
Yeah.
I feel like every time a black person says anything that white person does badly, it's like, oh my God, we have to come and try to make sure that our image isn't ruined. Like, what is with that? With me not saying that you
ruin black people's images all the time.
So, like,
y'all generalize black people all the time.
So, I think that the fact that they even made it a statement to say that you're not allowed to say that white people do shit wrong.
Yeah.
As part of the fucking etiquette. So anything you do to me is a go.
And it's so funny. And Vi really hit a good point, because if you really think about it, they do that with everything. They love to everything. And you know why they're doing that? It's to shy away from from the wrong shit that they actually do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. Like, you know what I would really appreciate more, and instead of all this hostility and trying to fight back and say, oh, it's all, like, come and accept that some of y'all might actually be doing that, and then we can work together to actually have a solution, maybe. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But sitting here trying to refute in the comments about something that you claim that you already do, I already say, excuse me, it's like, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's a good statement.
Don't sit there and, oh my God, you're saying this, you're saying that. So why are you getting so upset if you claim it's not you? You know what I'm saying? You're saying you're upset because, oh, she used a generalized statement. She said nowhere in that tweet, I'll read it later, did she say all white people. She said have y'all noticed that white people don't say excuse? That's it. White people.
Obviously, it's not all of y'all. She didn't say have you noticed all white people never say. She didn't say never. She never said all. Those are
in the same breath they come and generalize black people.
Like, it's just annoying because it's like, okay, if you were that offended, we were talking about this a little bit off air, but Cleo literally was like, if you're that offended, then you must be the one that's doing it on purpose. Because a lot of the shit, like we have said previously in this clip, that is like a lot of it is unconscious.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it is unconscious. It was unconscious for me to be moving out the way. I never
noticed that it was happening.
Yeah, like, so it's like it's probably the same for you that's doing the deed, because it's not that big of a situation where it's like, okay, you're actively going out your way to be disrespectful. Yeah. But when we're making eye contacts and you see me coming and I see you coming and you're in my way, then it becomes a shit that's on purpose.
And some of them be having hostile faces.
Bro, they be scowling at you, scuffing. I'm like, oh yeah, you're turning red. I see your ears turning red, your neck's turning red, you're getting mad in the face. You're in my way. Get out my way. Like,
and I wouldn't even say an instance, and you tell me how you feel, because I've racked my brain about this.
Okay.
So maybe a summer ago, or maybe this past summer, I can't remember. I went to like a boba shop,
okay, with
my friend, and we were waiting in line. There's a few people ahead of us, okay, and a white woman came in. She was like an older white lady, maybe like 50s, late 50s or something. Okay. So she comes in and she's looking at the board. Mind you, we're in line, and next thing you know, she just gets in front of my friend.
Oh my God!
And then my friend texts me. She's like, "Did you just see her like get in front of me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, the way she was moving, the way the lady was moving, is as though she really didn't see us.
Okay.
Like, she never did make eye contact with us or anything.
Okay.
She just moved in front of us.
Okay.
In that situation, I'm confused. Did you really not see us? Or before you came in, you saw it was black people and you just moved in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't understand. Like, I was just like, what? In what scenario, in what situation do you feel like it's okay for you to just jump in the line in front of us? Like, you know what I mean? Like, did you really not see us? I don't think you really didn't. Because
two of y'all.
Because it wasn't even just us. There was even other people behind us too. You know what I'm saying? So you just jumped up, and none of those other people were white, but they weren't black either.
You just jumped
in front of all of us. You know what I'm saying? I'm so confused. Like, you know what I mean?
You know what I think it is? I think it's the fact that, okay, so for white women specifically, like, I don't know, for white women and white men, the treatment is different by society. So, you know, white guys, I feel like they just feel super important.
Yeah.
So they're just always taking up a lot of space. For white women, I really do in my heart of heart believe that white guys get out of their way just because white women are seen as dainty and fragile and, oh, you know, they just need a little bit more help. They'll move out the way. They'll hold the door open for them and all that extra shit that they don't do for, you know, people of color, minorities, mostly black women. I'm talking as a black woman, so let me speak for myself. I feel like white women feel like, okay, you know, obviously white guys treat me nice and everyone else, I feel like, treats them nice. Maybe there's instances where there's like some gender problems, but I feel like usually men just treat white women like with so much care, and so I feel like they're just used to being pampered, so they just do whatever. Like I really do feel like that. I feel like they do whatever because
in this situation I just felt like maybe
there's no woman, there's no
like...
exactly, there's no reason for me and you, woman to woman, even though we're different races, for you to feel more entitled than me if it's not about race, because we're both the same gender. Like I said before, I don't know why they be cutting people in line, and it's always old white people. They do that at my job. I work retail. I be seeing this shit at the cashier all the time. There's a long ass line at Ross. They'll walk up to my register with their basket.
I think sometimes I feel like they're just like,
they just feel like there's no way that they're meant to wait for shit. So that's what I be feeling.
That's why I feel like the Jim Crow law thing really does still resonate with a lot of them, because I did mention her age, mind you. I don't know if she was kicking it during that time, but
her family grew up in that time.
It's feeling like, you know, you're comfortable with it because you clearly just saw black people and you just jumped in.
And then once again, and also,
like, really, you really just jumped in. You saw black people and you just jumped in. You really think that we matter that little? We're not human. You're just we're so inferior to you. You can just jump in.
And I think what people don't realize whenever they like to say that the shit was abolished a long ass time ago, oh, that shit stopped a long... Okay, just because some shit was written in the law that is not allowed doesn't mean people still don't treat you the same way they're treating you when the shit was still happening. Like, legally happening. So just because they canceled Jim Crow laws whenever they canceled it doesn't mean that when she was born... there still wasn't Jim Crow law behaviors happening.
Exactly.
So
because something ended doesn't mean it's...
So I'm pretty sure that's the reason. I'm pretty sure that you were not overthinking shit. Okay. Like, she really just cut y'all because she could. Because, like, girl, she didn't even think too much about it, sis. And they keep ordering.
Didn't acknowledge us, not shit.
And you know,
and that's what I always notice. They don't even acknowledge.
No, they never. They never look at you. That's why whenever they're in my way and shit, and we bump, I make sure to say excuse you, or I make sure to say, oh, so you didn't see me. Like, I be saying that shit often. Oh, so you just didn't see me.
And what they be saying?
And then they just that's when they finally will look at me and they won't say anything. Or if they do say something, they murmur something and they walk away. And I don't know what they said, so I don't know even know if they're like, stupid bitch. Like, you know, I don't know what I don't know what the fuck they are saying. But I do know that shit happens a lot whenever I'm at Ross. And I love, that's my favorite part, is telling people to go to the back of the line. Because they'll walk up, and I've noticed this also with Asian adults, like old Asian people. Yeah. But, you know, I don't know, well, I haven't said this on air, but I tell Cleo all the time that I feel like Asian people and white people are one and the same. Mm-hmm. So, whatever.
Very close.
So, they'll come to the line, and so, you know, obviously they're old. And so, half the time, these old people that are not white be immigrants. Mm-hmm. So they try to act like they can't understand English. That's what they be doing. Yeah. So when it's the old white people, they come up to my register and they start placing stuff. Or, this is why I say they don't know how to get the fuck out of people's personal space. There'll be someone paying at my register. The line is further back than the register. They'll come up on them. And they'll be breathing down the person's neck. And I'm just like, so what I do is I'll look up and I'm say, oh, hi, can I help you? Because usually they do that when they do that to people. Mm-hmm. I've noticed they do that a lot to black women. And they do that a lot to Hispanic women, I've noticed. Mm-hmm. And so what I'll do is I'll look up and I'll be like, oh, hi, can I help you? And then they're like, oh, no, I'm just ready to pay. I'm like, oh, okay. I was just wondering if you guys were together because you were so close. And then they're like, oh, and then they like kind of back up like 2 steps. And I can tell that they're not going to move back any further. And so I don't feel like there's a point in me telling them to go move over to the back of the line because I'm about to take them anyway. But that's just kind of how I let them be aware. Yeah. Whenever they cut, though, or they try to pull up on somebody and cut someone in front of the line, I'm like, oh, the line's over there. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even see it. I'm like, oh, no, it's okay. It always happens. But the line's back there. And then the person in the front, like, is in the back and they're smiling at me. Then when especially when it's black ladies, like, usually the Hispanic ladies will, like, make a face at me, like, But when it's black ladies, when the person leaves, she's just like, so you're just going to cut me, huh? I'm like, yeah, they always do that, girl. And I, like,
always do that.
I'm like, they always do that, girl. It's not even you, just you. And I just be scanning their shit. And sometimes the black ladies, though, they make a face and they're like, and they look at the lady. They look at the person that didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know.
Exactly. It's
you
just
do.
like you did
literally do know.
And whenever it's the Asian ones, girl, that should be so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because black people don't have filter. So a lot of the shit that they be saying can be what is it called? Seen as racist. But I mean, if you're being disrespectful to me, it's right back at you, bitch.
Yeah.
So like when it's the Asian ones who don't. Who be acting like they don't understand English.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the line. I'm like, yeah, the line's over there. Like, oh, okay, I didn't even... Or, like, they'll just look at me, and I just point. Like, they look at me and they don't say anything, expecting me to just let them, like, okay. Because sometimes I see that happen, like, where the other Christians are just like, oh, okay, like, they're already there. And then they kind of apologize to people, and I'm like, sorry. But they just scan them. I don't do that. I point multiple times. So you can finally, because I know that they understand English when I point and they don't turn around. Because, like, oh, if you don't know what I'm saying, then you should look when I point. But you do know what I'm saying when I'm talking because you're trying not to look so bad. I'm like, oh, the line is back there. Yeah. And they're still staring at me. And I'm like, the line? And I say it slower. I move my lips slower. Then they finally, oh. And then they get their shit. And they go to the back. I remember I did that this one time. And this black lady was like trying to act like she don't understand fucking English. Your ching chong ass understand.
Oh.
I said, oh. God.
Disrespectful.
I said, that's so rude. But I said, I understand the anger because that line was long as shit. Like, sis was in the front. You're really trying to come up?
Yeah.
No.
And it's like, I feel like sometimes, and I feel like that's what that woman did. Honestly, I feel like she checked out. She checked who's in the line. She said, oh, black people?
Yeah, no one's going to
say
anything
It's like
her.
She feels like there's some type of Jim Crow law that says if it's a black person in line, you can just automatically skip. Bitch, this is not fucking Disneyland. This is not Disney World. Because I know when you have a little pass, they let you skip folks. So, this is not a white pass.
You don't have a fast pass.
You don't have a pass, bitch. It's none of that.
So funny. She said, I was like, Disney World.
Yes. You know how they letting people fast pass?
Yeah, it's that fast pass shit, bitch. Get your ass to the back of the line.
You're not fast passing.
And you're not a celebrity. Don't even try to act like
Even if you were a celebrity, get your ass.
Yeah, but celebrities be doing that where they try to act like they're more important, so they like try to.
Well, we don't do that here.
You. Bitch, you're not even a celebrity. Not even. And so, you know what I noticed?
I'm gonna start telling these bitches to get in the back.
Yep. And you know what I noticed? Sorry. So this is like someone pointed this out from the tweets that we saw. So this one lady was like telling multiple experiences. She's not even black though, but she was telling multiple experiences of white people just cutting her off. And she was saying that there was this one time she got to a restaurant, which she wasn't the first in line. But you know when you're like you're at a restaurant and it has the menu is like up on the top and you don't know what you want. You're still trying to decide what you want.
Yeah.
So she said she got there and she was the second person. So it was a big ass white family. And she was like, they were deciding what they wanted and they were taking forever. And so she said she didn't say anything. She was just waiting because, she's second. Yeah. But she was like, I just know if it was me, I would have been like, oh, we don't know what we want. You can go ahead because she was by herself. Yeah. So the white lady's husband turned around and looked at her and was like, oh, you can go ahead of us. But his wife was still talking, like trying to act like they were trying to decide. And so she said she had been waiting in the line for like 3 minutes. And she was like, oh no, it looks like she's still trying to decide what she wants. And pointing at his wife. Now, in that moment, would you expect him to tell his wife, like, oh, let's just let her go in front. She knows what she wants. So they can move to the side. Or would you just expect him to just like, just be like, oh, okay, whatever. She said she didn't want to go in front of us. Like, what would you do if that was you?
Like, would I go in front or would I just...
No, like, if you were the one with the big family, would you move to the side and, like, tell your family, oh, let's move? Or would you just, like, act like, after the one person behind you said she didn't want to go, like, it was, like, okay. Because I feel like, since she said no, I don't think he needs to move his family. But I know we have a big family. I have a big family.
I mean, if we really all don't know, then yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, like we moved to the side. Yeah. Like we moved. Like my parents, like, they're like, oh, okay, we don't know. Go. Yeah. But like the lady that was complaining said that she told him that his wife was still trying to decide. So I think that it took them even longer. She said it was another 4 minutes that passed, and they were still in the front of the line, holding up the line. Wow. At this point, if I was the husband that noticed there was a line, because she said a line was starting to form behind her, I would have so exactly. I would move. I would then move. So at first, when he didn't move his family, I was like, okay. But then after another 4 minutes went by, you still didn't move your family. And she said that what he did, because he noticed that they were wrong, but instead of telling his wife, like, yo, let's move us and our kids over, all he did was kind of make a face and say sorry at her. Like, I feel like a lot of these white people in the comments that were upset are upset because they maybe see what's happening, and if it was them, they wouldn't do it. But you're not opening up your mouth to be, tell the people that are with you, like, to be considerate. Yeah. So you're still enemy of progress. Yeah. Like, I know for sure for us, I would have been like, oh, yo, let's move. These people are trying to order. Like, just because it's polite. Like, you're taking a long ass time. They still got to make the food. She's one person. You don't know what you want. You and your however many kids, y'all don't know what y'all want.
Yeah.
How are you just in the front of the line taking up all the space, and the workers in the back are just watching the line get long. Just watching it get long because y'all don't know. Like, move. Just move.
Yeah, no.
That shit is whack. Like, just move.
But here's some tweets of other, Black people, essentially saying their experiences. So I'm just going to read a few.
Okay.
And you can tell me what you think.
Because these should be funny as shit.
So someone said, this year I stopped saying excuse me to white people and stopped automatically moving out of the way for them without saying excuse me. It's illuminating to see the way we're programmed to treat our own presence as intolerable and the way they treat their presence as expected.
Exactly.
I've deliberately stood in the middle of the store aisle with a bulky basket just to see if they say excuse me. Literally 2 quick words would get me to move, and they refuse to do it every single time. And I don't care if you're elderly, pregnant, a toddler, etc. If you're white and you don't say excuse me, I'm not moving. They put the little hand things.
That's funny.
Yeah.
She said, let me see if anybody says excuse me.
Okay, so this is one where someone had a different experience.
Okay.
Someone said, on another note, I was walking into a store. A white man was holding the door for me, and this white woman literally pushed in front of me so she could get into the door first. He stepped in front of her, made room for me to fit between him and the door, then closed it in her face.
You see, this is what I'm saying. These white ladies feel like everything, they're just meant to have everything. Like,
yes.
Like,
pushing.
The fact that the guy holding the door open even noticed, he probably saw her hauling ass from the back to try to get in front of this black girl.
Girl, like, literally, that doesn't make any sense. What?
Like, see, it's always a flip. Like, it's either the white guys, that for me personally, it's like no middle ground. Either they're super, like, rude, and like conceited and airheaded, and they just don't take in their surroundings, or they're polite and open the door for me. I never really have anybody move out of my way that's a white guy. Usually,
really?
Yeah, it's usually opening the door for me. That's usually what will happen. Like, because since I work retail at my job a lot, like, and these people never move out the way. And at first we had like strict uniform, so everyone knew that I was an employee. So I kind of just docked it to that. But our uniform, we don't have uniform anymore, so we get to wear whatever we want. Oh, really? So so the only reason I'm working is if you see my little name tag. Yeah. So even yesterday when I went to work. These white niggas were still walking, like, and not moving out my way. The only thing that they ever do for me is, like, hold the door open. And, like, I, like, walk a little faster to get to the door. But I'd be noticing that when they hold the door open for white ladies and the white ladies, they walk the same pace. They don't move up. They don't walk any faster. Like, when you tell someone to pass in front of your car? Okay. I feel like if I'm letting you walk in front of my car,
you should walk with a little bit of urgency.
A little. Yeah, they just be walking the same slow-ass pace. And I'm just That's like, true. Wow. And they do the same thing when people are holding the door open for them.
Do you remember when we were, me and Vi were walking, we went to go get food, and we were crossing the street, and surprisingly this white lady waited for us. Yeah. And there was a white man in the back of her that honked. He saw us walking and he honked for her to move. And while we were crossing in front of her.
You know how I know? You guys, you know how I know that he saw us? Because I was making eye contact with him.
We saw him. He didn't have no dark windows.
Yes, he was making eye contact, but I was staring, me and him were looking at each other. And he honked at her when he was looking at us to go. And I was looking at him as he honked. I said, really?
Like,
so
really?
She should run us over. So then what I did was stopped. And I told the lady, I said, thank you. I made sure, I said, thank you for waiting for us. Then I looked at him. And then he looked away. I said, well, you want her to run over us?
Exactly. Wow. Isn't that sick?
I remember how he looked. He was a redhead and everything. He had a beard and a hat on.
Yeah, I remember.
So that's how you know that we were looking at this nigga in the face.
Guys, you see how bold he was? He could see us. Mind you, guys, we could see him. He was not in any type of...
He could see us
seeing him. Exactly.
That's the most disrespectful. He could see us seeing him.
And he was, honk. Wow.
And it's not like there was
fucking
traffic.
Idiot.
It's not like there was anyone
There wasn't even traffic. There was nobody coming behind him. Nothing. They were coming into a cul-de-sac of the
hospital.
Yes.
Please.
Y'all.
So he had a reason for honking at us. Somebody tell us, because I'm still trying to figure out to this day.
Like, so another one I saw, this is the last one. It says, I haven't read this one, so I don't know. It says, I was at an open house for my for my youngest a few weeks ago, standing in the line, and this white man gets out of the line, then comes back and steps right back in front of me and said, "Excuse you, I was standing here and you just stepped in front of me like you didn't see me and I didn't, and I know you did." He's looking at me like, "How dare you tell me I can't cut you in line?" He was offended that I told him what he did was rude, SMH, and I took my sweet time getting the info I needed.
Okay, so she was in line.
I think she worded it wrong.
Okay, so she was in line and she stepped out to go talk to and she came back and he looked at her like, "How dare you get back in front of me?" And she was like, "I was here."
No, I think he tried to cut her.
Okay.
He tried to cut her, and then she was like, "Excuse you, I was standing here."
Oh,
like, I think
see.
he was in the line.
I see.
But then he cut in front of her. Like, I don't think he like...
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he try to come back in, and she was like, "Excuse me, you're cutting me." And then he was looking at her like, "How the fuck are you telling me that I can't cut you right now?"
Exactly. Girl. Okay. So we were looking this up.
Mm-hmm.
So Cleo found some Twitter shit, and there was an article about it that she also found too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I read the article, and this shit is so...
Oh, tell them the article so they can look it up if they want to. Do you know the name of it?
Okay, it's called, it's called, what is it? Don't Move Out of the Way Challenge. Don't Get Off the Sidewalk Challenge. I just screenshotted it because I wasn't trying to, it was long. And I wasn't trying to be scrolling and trying to look for what I was trying to say.
Let me see if I can
find it. Yeah, if she finds it, we'll let you know at the end. But I'll just read some of the stuff that the person wrote while she looks for it. So it's called writesomeshit.com. That's what it's on. If you want to look that shit up. But so she said that it was this black lady and she was just talking about like her...
it's called... It's from The Pavement. Hold on one second, y'all. This shit is not going fast. Okay, it says it's from Galdem.
Okay.
It's GAL-DEM. And it's called "Have You Noticed White People Never Move Out of Your Way? The Politics of the Pavement."
Okay.
That's what it's called.
So, yeah. So, from this article that I read, I'm not reading something off of this, but from this article, it was like a lot of stuff. And then there was a link in this article itself for the shit I'm about to read. So, if you want to read it, it's actually pretty interesting. It's pretty funny. So, there was this black lady and she was just basically talking about her observations, and she said she made a challenge called don't move out the way challenge. That shit is really funny. I don't know if I would really do all of that, but I mean, I guess I've been doing it unconsciously after I found out. But this lady said that she was at an airport, and so this is the day that it hit her that she's like, you know, black women always feel the need to make themselves smaller.
Yeah.
So she said she was at an airport, and there was a white guy that was in front of a sign that said that you're meant to walk on the left. Like, so there was a sign that said you're meant to walk on the left, and he just disregarded the whole sign and stood in the middle while he was rolling on the walkway, and it was preventing anyone from passing him up.
Wow.
So he was in the middle. It's
at an airport, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so she said behind her, she could hear someone approaching. So she turned around and saw a middle-aged black woman walking briskly, and her suitcase was flying behind her. So I guess she was about to miss her flight, you know? It's urgency. So she was running quick. So she said since she heard her, she moved out the way. And she was like, she saw the lady whiz by her while, you know, she herself squeezed herself against the aisle so she can get through because she could see the lady was in a hurry. Then she said when the lady was approaching the white guy, she's still making the same amount of noise. So she said the white guy didn't even turn around. You see, I told you, like, they never turned. He didn't turn around. He didn't look around him to see what all the noise was. Because he just knows that he's not meant to move. Like, I don't need to move. Even though there's still a sign in front of him that says that you're meant to walk on the left side. He's walking in the middle with his shit everywhere. Okay? So she said she was watching the black lady to see what the black lady was going to do.
Yeah.
And she was like, I must say, though, the black lady didn't say, excuse me. So it's not like the black lady said, excuse me. And she was like, but she thought that the black lady was going to, you know, okay, since she noticed the white guy not moving, she thought she was going to say something like, oh, excuse me. And she was like, what I noticed her do was just accept that he wasn't going to move. Mm-hmm. And she kind of just stood there and waited for him to get out of the way on his own.
Okay.
And she was like, after she saw that shit, after the nigga finally made a turn, she saw the lady start running. Before, the lady was like walking fast, but I guess the nigga was walking so slow. She said that she never told the man, excuse me, never said anything. She just accepted. It's like the lady already knew that no matter what she said, he wasn't going to move.
Yeah.
So she stood there and the nigga walked past. and then the lady that was in a rush started running. I said, so the fact that you would take running over saying excuse me, I guess it's because in her life what she's noticed is that, because like we said, it was a middle-aged lady. These people never get out of her way, even if she does say excuse me. Because even me, myself, I say excuse me. I'll be saying excuse me, like I said before.
If you were in her shoes, what would you do?
I would have said excuse me. I'm like, excuse me.
Especially if I'm in a rush.
Exactly.
I know me, like most of the time, if I'm not in a rush, I usually don't like to be in a rush. That's a lot of anxiety for me. So I'll make sure I'm in a situation where I'm not like that.
Yeah.
But I know that if I was, because like me and my mom have been on a flight where we almost missed our flight. I can guarantee you, we were moving we were rushing, and people were moving, like, and it was white people, all types of people.
Because they know it's an airport. They know it's like, okay, if you miss your flight.
That's not, like, that's a place where all that stuff needs to fly out the door. I'm serious. All these, oh, I don't want to move, oh, you're black, you're white, no. We don't need to have any of that because people are in a rush. And I've noticed personally for me, when I'm in those type of environments, those type of like rules and regulations are out the door.
Yeah,
you know
I'm surprised that he was walking in the middle.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked. That's why I was like, oh, was it in the airport? Because usually that doesn't happen. Like I remember when me and my mom were rushing, we were taking the thing that the guy was probably on. Yeah. And there was like a white lady and she had her kids. You know, kids, they're always running around. She told me, she was like, no, move. Because they're trying to rush. They could literally see us running. I was out of breath and everything. So you see me out of breath and you're still going to stand in the middle of the road?
You're supposed to...
no, excuse me. Y'all need to move. Y'all need to get out of the way.
On a walkway and you're in the middle. No one can get past you.
Yeah.
And so she had to wait for the shit to do its thing and finish. That's so he could get off.
I'm surprised that she didn't say excuse me.
Me too.
I don't know what kind of rush she really was in.
I really just feel like, because she started running after. I don't know if she just felt like there was no point or it wasn't her place to tell him to move. Because she said
that's sad.
She didn't tell the black lady, excuse me, but the black lady heard someone coming, so moved. Yeah. You hear people coming, you're still in where you're at, and you're not even where you're meant to be. Yeah. That's where it's an issue. So the black lady that wrote this article said that's when it hit her, and she was like, that shit stayed with me for my entire flight. So she said that she got off on a terminal or whatever, wherever she reached her destination, and she went to a pizza place to go eat. Yeah. And so she said she went to an empty table. So it's still the same lady talking. It's still like in the realm of the situation. This is so funny. She went to a table, it was empty. So she sat down on an empty counter and she put her earphones in. And so she was just, she was about to start eating. And she said, before I could take my first bite, a white man walked up to the opposite side of the counter. That's crazy. Walked up to the opposite side of the counter, facing me with his food. She said she looked up at him and looked down at the completely empty counter space and was like, why is this man sitting directly in front of her? She said she...
Like in her
face.
Like in the same seat, like same area, same everything?
Like, okay, so it's like
same table is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, same table. Wow. She said she looked at the seats beside her. She looked around and everything was empty. And he chose to sit in front of her. Which is, you're allowed to sit wherever you want, okay?
And he wasn't chatting to her.
No. And so she said, she was like, okay... I was wondering why he chose to sit in front of me. And she was like, typically, I would move down. But after witnessing that black woman, she was like, I'm not going to move. Let me see if he's comfortable eating in front of me and he just wants to sit here. Yeah. Or if he's expecting me to move. And she said, after he enjoyed a few bites of his food and noticed I wasn't going to move, he packed up his stuff and moved to the end of the counter. So he just wanted to sit there just because he wanted to sit there. And he expected her to move out of his way. If you wanted to sit there and you didn't expect someone to move, you would have never moved after you noticed her still sitting there eating her food.
You see the nonsense?
Just to show... You
see the nonsense?
So, because assuming he didn't end up moving, then it would have just been that he doesn't know how to take personal space. Yeah. Like, he just in her bubble. But he even moves after noticing, oh, I guess she's not going to move and I want to sit here, so I guess I'll move.
That is so weird. And it's so funny because, like, usually I would think it would be the opposite, because I remember seeing this tweet, this funny, relatable tweet, where somebody was like, and I actually think about this when I go on flights. They were like, the good thing about being black is that when you're on a flight, like, and you see, like, white folks are coming, like, nobody wants to sit by you.
Yes.
And that's the good part about being black, because nobody wants to sit by you. Like, you'll be the last place to be filled, and it's so true. I've even noticed, like, even other black people being on a flight with me, like, usually our seats are the last ones to be filled up. And I'd be so happy.
Me
and
too.
I try to make a mean face just so you don't
yes
to me.
Yes, me too. We try to do the same thing.
I try to make a mean old face. I look at everybody that comes, make a mean face.
Exactly. I look them in their eye, like, and I'll sit. Yeah. And then when they sit next to me, I'm like, fuck.
I know. I'm like, dang it. And then we talking to each other. The one that be talking to me. This one that was talking to me. And I'm really friendly. Like, if honestly, I make that mean face because I just really don't want to talk to anybody.
I mean, because nobody wants to be cramped.
It's not even because of the white. If you're white or black, I just don't want to sit next to anybody. But sometimes they'll sit next to me and they'll still be talking to me. I'm just like, and I'll be nice. You know, I'll chat to them and stuff. But usually, like, even if I'm not having a mean face, I'll notice that they don't want to sit next to you. So I'm actually shocked that he did all that just to sit next to her to get her to move. Like, what?
Are you stupid?
Are you dumb?
Like, what the hell? And so, okay, I'm gonna read through the shits I circled quickly before our hour is up. So, she said that she notices particularly black women have to navigate their spaces by making accommodations for white people. And she was like, and she notices that white people have an expectation of black people or people of color just to allow them and to move. Like, and she said, this is more than someone being rude. She was like, this is about white people feeling as if black bodies should accommodate them in spaces. And if we don't, it's seen as the black person being rude or unpleasant or intimidating, which is very true, because when you don't move, that's when they start to look at you like, wow, this bitch has no manners. Like, no, we're like, both of us have legs. Obviously, we're both walking. We both can move. And then she said,
and please don't, and I wanted to say this because of what you just said. Please don't think that, like, because I know people are going to be like, oh, well, y'all just said that y'all sit on planes and you try to look mean, this and that. That's just a plane situation. That's a plane scenario. Like, I don't want to sit next to anybody. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't want to sit
Everyone likes their personal space. Planes are tight.
But, like, planes are tight. In regular day life, nobody's looking intimidating. Nobody's doing anything. I'm just minding my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay. I'm walking just like everybody else. So if I'm just walking like everybody else, I don't understand why I need to move out of your way. I'm not understanding.
Obviously, I'm not intimidating enough if you feel the need to bump into me when I'm walking.
True.
So that shit don't even fucking apply here. Yeah. Because they will still bump into you with even if you have a mean mug. It's just because when you dare touch them with yourself, like, wow, she felt so comfortable to touch me. Well, sis, I'm sorry, but I'm not about to go out of my way to walk across the other aisle to let you get through when I was here first and when you're on my side, like. No, you can see me coming and I can see you coming. We're both adults. We can both move. Yeah. I don't need to come and bend my head for you.
And please stop acting like black people need to be the ones that be the bigger person.
Yeah, that shit is irritating. No.
I don't even need to explain myself about that shit anymore. It's dead.
No. Okay, so like Cleo just said, she was, nobody likes to be all cramped up on a plane. So why are you in a cramped up plane situation already? And then you have a white person sitting beside you and they put their feet on your table. Look at this. Look at this. This dude, his name was Frederick T. Joseph, took a picture of this white lady placing her feet on his dining tray on an airplane.
That's disgusting.
With her shoes off,
That's
y'all.
That's fucking disgusting.
Okay?
And it's actually a picture, y'all.
And so the airline staff did not address the woman. So then when Joseph asked her to move her foot, she accused him of disrupting her flight. Okay? And then, according to the article, the flight staff asked the woman to remove her feet. And then she stated, if I put one foot down, I want to be accommodated for accommodating him. Her shit is on his tray. Her foot, I don't know if you guys have ever been in a plane, but all of my people who have flown in a plane, why is her foot on his food tray? He asked her politely to take it off. And she said no, that he's disrupting her flight. Then he told the flight attendant even told you because they saw that you were wrong. And you told them that if you took your foot down, they're going to have to accommodate you. What does that mean? He should just come and die. Because
she wants them to move him. Duh. I'm sure she did that shit on purpose.
She did. Her foot, even if her shoe was on.
Because she obviously knew that he was going to say something.
Come on.
Anybody with common sense would tell someone to move if they have their whole foot on your tray that you eat on. Your feet.
And this is what I said, personal space, they don't know it. We're going to take a break.
They don't know it on purpose, but yeah.
Exactly. We're going to take a break and come back and talk about white people invading your personal space and white people trying to tell you what to do. Yep. It's going to be, I guess, another long-ass episode, but guess what? It is what it is. It is what it is.
Hey, you guys, we're back.
Okay, so, sorry. And to come back to the point that we left off on, hopefully we left on this point and shit. But I feel like a lot of the personal space thing, and this is, I mean, you're probably going to hear it a few times, but this is really the main point I wanted to make. I feel like a lot of the times when white people get in my personal space, I feel like it's because they feel like they're cleaner than what they are. Like, I don't know, like, you know, like in America, it's really, like, personal space is I feel like it's like a common courtesy that people give you. Like, you know, when you're standing in line to pay for shit, no one's really meant to be that close and breathing up on you. But I noticed that a lot of the people that always seem to invade my personal seem to be white people.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because they feel like I should be happy that they're in my presence and they're choosing to stay by me, but it pisses me off, and they like need to learn how to back up. So whenever that happens, I move up. But sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe they didn't notice. So I move up. Why do they move up with me? Why do they move up with me?
Yeah. I know what she's saying, though, because sometimes I feel like I don't even, it's hard to describe. Like, I'll be standing somewhere, and then I feel like someone gets a bit too close.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of just like, I look at them kind of like, okay.
See, okay.
You know, kind of do like a little side eye.
Just in case you're not aware.
Yeah.
So where are you?
And then I bunk over a little bit more, and I feel like they're getting closer. It happens a lot to me in lines, maybe. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Yes. Usually in lines and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, there's no need. It's like they're in some kind of weird rush, or like they're they're like about to cut me. It's like
I feel like sometimes they're upset that I'm just there because they feel like, now I gotta wait for this. Exactly. Now I gotta wait for this person to do this, and they're taking a long time. Especially when I'm like waiting to pay for some shit.
Yeah.
I feel like they're breathing down my neck. Yes. Like, bro, back up. I'm paying for it. Like, I'm not about to steal. And then, bitch, this even reminds me, and this is gonna be the perfect segue into what I'm about to talk about with white people trying to tell you what to do. So sometimes I feel like they're in my way to try to like, okay, get me to speed some shit up because they have somewhere more important to be and they don't have to wait for me. But sometimes when they're in my personal space, it's like sometimes not in lines where you have to pay. It's just like being too close. Like one time I was at a restaurant and it wasn't the pay line, it was the order line. And I was with my friend and I was talking to her. There was somebody behind us and she was really close to us. So I have like very strong facial features, like facial expressions. So I turned around and I made a face at her, like move. And she smiled at me. I was like, okay, I guess she doesn't have social cues. So next time I'll just tell her to back up and give me space if she gets closer. So I move up and I tell my friend, I'm texting her, I'm like, girl, why is she so close to me? Why am I texting my friend and this girl's looking at my phone? And so I turned around and I was like, can I help you? And she was like, oh no. And I was like, okay, so why are you so close to me? And my friend like hit my leg to like relax. Yeah. And I was like, no, why are you so close to me? I was like, why? I was like, what are you doing? And then she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even know. Like I can see you from my peripheral trying to look over my shoulder.
It reminds me of those, I don't know if you've ever seen that on Twitter, where people, like black people will catch white people in their phone. Like they'll literally put it on camera and they just catch them in their phone. Like, because they're leaning over in their space and looking in their phone.
Yeah, like, what are you looking for? What are you looking at? Like, at least...
and then they'll be mad. Exactly. I can't believe you caught me on camera. Well, you're in my phone.
What are you trying to see?
In my space, bitch, we're taking a selfie. Cheese.
Bitch. Like, at least for the line, I can see, okay, maybe you think I'm trying to steal. Well, why are you in my space now? Why? Yeah. Why are you in my space? Like, what the stealing one reminded me of was when we were looking for shit for this topic. I saw this one black girl. She wrote a blog article. She was so upset. She said she was at a line to pay at self-checkout. Yeah. And she said that her machine had malfunctioned. Yeah. So one of the workers that are usually there already came to help her, and the worker was a black girl too. So she already came to help her, so she said the machine should be working. So this white lady walked up, and I guess she missed the whole interaction of the shit already not working. So her shit, like, stopped working again. So the white lady, I guess, thought she was trying to go out without paying, because she hadn't already seen the black girl tell the other, the worker, like, oh, look. So she walked up on her, and she got close to her, and she said when she looked at the lady was looking at like, her grocery list, and had her arms crossed, staring at it. I said, ooh, police citizen. Oh, yeah, come on, police, because I'm going to come and steal. And so the black lady said, she looked at her and went back to doing what she was doing. Okay. Because she already made eye contact and expected the lady to move. Lady didn't move. Instead, this white woman came to come and say, maybe you should try to do this, and then started pressing the screen for her telling her to do this and this and that.
Wow.
And the black lady turned around and she said, this is when she had enough. And she was like, I don't need you telling me how to do my shit. I already talked to the lady and she already fixed the problem. Yeah. This is not the first time this has happened. Back up. And then the lady was like, oh, and she said that the lady all of a sudden got frantic and did the come to the rescue white woman tears. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just thought you needed help. And she's like, I didn't ask you for your help. And then she was like, I just was trying to be helpful. And she's like, okay, well, next time, you know that you don't need to tell me what to do. I had it handled.
Yeah.
And then the lady backed up shocked. Like, what are you coming to come and be victim for now? How are you going to come and start touching my screen?
Yeah.
To bring attention that, now it's attention on me that there's 2 people at my register. Mm-hmm. Just in case. So now you've already brought attention of the employees. Oh, look, to come and look at me so she doesn't steal. Bitch, back up. I'm not stealing.
Yeah.
I'm not stealing. I don't know if these people don't consider this harassment, but this is harassment. Don't they consider everything harassment? Cleo,
Sorry.
what?
Yeah,
I know I would have lost my shit too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Touching my shit for me and trying to pay what the fuck are you doing?
That's a bit much. I can't believe she did all that.
Me neither. Wow. So that's how I know they're not scared of us. Trying to act like we're so intimidating. No, you're not.
They're not even intimidated. They're not.
They just feel like they can tell you what to do, whatever.
They just make shit up. It's not. They're not. And it reminds me when I was. This is what I was going to tell you.
Okay.
So I used to work at the Humane Society. Mm-hmm. So for those who don't know what that is, it's essentially like a place where you can adopt dogs, but you can also volunteer there and take care of the dogs, walk the dogs. You can also take care of cats. So there's cats there too. Mm-hmm. So I volunteered there for I think it was in high school. Yeah. So for like for volunteer hours in high school. So I volunteered there. I used to go there like every day over the summer. So I didn't know that some people I know were going to be there. So one time I went there and I volunteered and ended up finding an old friend from my old middle school.
Okay.
So I saw her. I was like, oh, girl, hey, what's up? Uh-huh. So after that, we decided to like schedule our time when we volunteered to the same time so we could, see each other and stuff and talk and catch up. So we used to like walk the dogs first for a little bit, and it was kind of hot and stuff. So we would come inside and play with the cats and stuff. So one day we were there and we were like, we took our dogs. You can go and select like any dog you want, and like we were walking a dog or whatever. So I can't remember exactly what happened, but like something happened between my friend and a dog. Dogs, sometimes they can be a bit frantic. Sometimes they can do stuff that you didn't expect them to do. I think it might have been some situation with like her taking the dog off the leash for like a second or something like that. Okay. So why is this white lady? I guess she saw it happen. Okay. I didn't see her. My friend didn't see her either. But when we were finished and we were going to put the dogs away, the lady came and she was like pretty much trying to tell us what to do. Like she was like, you should not have done this and that. And I went and told the people inside that you did. Yes. She went and told on us. She was like, I saw what y'all did. Y'all did this, and this. I can't remember. I'm not going to sit here and lie. So she just was saying that we did this, and this wrong. Okay. So back then, like, I used to really coddle white folks. Mm-hmm. So I was like trying to dissolve the situation because she really wasn't attacking me. She was actually really attacking my friend, but she kept saying y'all like in general. So I was just like trying to calm it down. You know what I'm saying? But my friend was not having it. She was like, no, bitch. Like, she was already on 10. Like pretty much like, crunk. So that lady came crunk. Okay. So we dissolved the situation and my friend's trying to cool off and she's talking to our like, I guess it's like the leader of the volunteers and stuff. And I went outside. So the lady stopped me and she was just like, oh, well, I was just trying to this and that. And I was just trying to tell you guys this and that. And then she was like, at least you were listening and you were actually hearing me out. No. Your friend was just this and that, like trying to act like she's like some ghetto ass bitch or something. No. She's like, she was doing this and this. It's like, you already told on us. The thing is that she was a vibe. Mm-hmm. You would have thought that she was higher up. You know what I'm saying? She was actually a volunteer just like us. That's crazy. She was literally on our same level, telling us as though she knew better than us. You know what I'm saying? No. Like, sis, what?
No. No. You know what's annoying? She's saying that at least you heard her out. She already told on you.
Yeah.
So if they were gonna tell me not to come again, they would have already done it because you already told on me before trying to tell me.
And the thing is that what I don't like is that who knows what you would have what you went in there and told them.
Yes,
you could have exaggerated. Nobody was there to see what we did.
Exactly.
And after that day, like people were really actually treating us different.
That's crazy.
They were acting like we abused a dog. Like I think it was actually something along those lines, if I actually remember correctly.
The way she was
they was acting as though that my friend had abused that dog. She, talking about what we do here is we help. I'm like, you really think they were out here abusing the dogs and stuff?
Why would I come just to come and beat up dogs?
Does that make sense? And it was, when I tell you, trust me, like it was nothing like that. You know what I mean? Girl. And like, do you see what you're insinuating when you went and already told somebody?
Exactly.
And then she's talking about this and that. Listening. Like, oh, your friend was just being loud and ghetto and yelling.
No.
What?
No. Okay, so
but it's like you can't understand. Like, you can't understand why she might be upset.
Because you came at me aggressive, first of all. Second of all, you're on my level. So why are you yelling at me like this is your program that you're running? You're not running shit. Third of all, okay, if you don't know someone and you don't know exactly what happened, you could have came and asked me to see what I was trying to do, to give tips. But you don't come here trying to tell me you need to do this and do that, and you don't know, and I already told on you. So then you already told on me. So now there's no point.
Yeah.
Now I can get upset and crunk too, because it's not like you're trying to give me advice and I'm not listening to your advice. Then you went to go tell.
Yeah.
You've already told. So stop trying to make it seem like my friend got upset out of nowhere. Like, girl, come and talk to me to make me feel like, oh, see, you acted right in the presence of a white person.
Yes, your friend, exactly. Perfect. That's exactly what I was trying to hit.
Your friend, though, she don't know how to act.
She was like, you knew how to bow down to authority. And that's why, like, till this day, like, I'm kind of upset about how I reacted. Like, obviously, I wouldn't have wanted to react fully like my friend, but I feel like I should have stuck harder for my friend and explained more as to why she reacted the way she did, because
especially when she came to you the second time. That would have been like, at least now we know shit. That would have. Yeah. Now we know that's a good opportunity to be like, no,
you responded right. You're inferior to me, so you should be bending down on your hands and knees and kissing my white feet. Yeah, bitch.
That's exactly what
like
you wanted
pretty
to
much
say.
Like that's what you wanted her. You wanted her to act like that, and instead, since she didn't, now you want to call her loud and ghetto and this and that.
No, she's not. You came at me loud, so what are you? Trailer park trash? What do they like? Every single time a black person has any type of emotion, it's always negative connotation. Girl, this just reminds me. Excuse me. This is the shit I wanted to tell you, but I was like, let me just save it because my sister goes to UT. And so when this was like our first time visiting the school, so we were dropping her off. When was this? This was like 2 years ago. So we were dropping her off at the campus, and Austin is known for like taco trucks and stuff. So we went to a taco truck, like an area where they had multiple taco trucks. So they had like benches for people to sit down and eat. Yeah. So my sister and I are walking around trying to figure out where we want to eat, and it's like different types of food. Some of it is Mediterranean, some of it is Mexican, some of it is like Asian. So we don't know where we want to eat, and it's also nighttime. So the place, it's like a cute little setup. It's like lit up with like fairy lights. So it's kind of dark in there, and there's like kids running around and people have pets, and like I'm not really a huge dog fan. Depending on the type of dog it is, I'm actually like scared, but I just try to hold it in. But people have their pets, so I'm really just trying to keep to myself and not, frighten anybody's dog so they can start chasing after me. So I'm with my sister and I'm walking. So that means that I'm minding my space because I'm kind of wary of my area. Yeah. Okay, it's also a whole bunch of white people there. And so I think there was only 2 other like black groups, and it was like mini groups, and my family's like 7 of us. So it was like a group of us. So I'm with my sister, and so we're spread out. I'm with my sister and we're walking. And I think I started walking a little bit faster than her, or she started talking to someone in another truck about the food. So she was behind me, so I didn't know she saw what happened. So all of a sudden I feel something like smack my leg. So I look and I'm scared. I'm low-key scared, like, oh my God, it's a fucking dog, like it's an animal. And I look and I see a little white kid, okay? And not to say I don't like kids or anything, but I just feel like you should have restraint. You should have like a little bit of authority over your children. Like, so he's a toddler, so I know toddlers do whatever. So I'm not really upset at the kid, okay? I'm more upset at the parents because I didn't know the parents were in vicinity because he was I look up and I don't see anyone like trying to
get their kid.
Yeah, you know, like anyone in any type of motion. So I'm like, whose fucking white child is this? Because it was a little blonde haired boy. He looked about 3 and he had a flag in his hand. So he hit me and I kind of paused to see what hit me. So I saw I was a kid and I was like, okay, this isn't cute or anything. It's not funny. I'm not about to hear him like, oh, and try to talk to him. Like, I'm not really interested in children that much to be trying to bend and talk to this kid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I keep walking like it didn't happen. I didn't even like really get pressed. I was just like, okay, fucking weird ass white people. And I kept walking and I hear little feet behind me running to come hit me again. I'm not even kidding. And so I pause. Like when I hear feet, I like slow down to be like, are you serious? Yeah. So this is when I start getting irritated. And I'm really good, like, if I want to, I'm really good at hiding my emotions on my face. I'll just stare at you with a blank stare instead of getting crunk. So I slow down, and I turn around to see if it's really him again. Yeah. And it is. And let me tell you, Cleo, his arm was far back.
Ready to whack the shit out of you.
He said, I'm ready to whoop your black-ass slave. He said, whoop! And he whipped me with that fucking handkerchief or scarf or whatever the fuck, and hit me again. Wow. I was like... So this is when I paused.
She said,
this is when I paused, and this is when I got annoyed.
You have to stop.
Okay, exactly. Because if I kick your little ass, I'm going to be the one, even though you're harassing me. That's what y'all white people like to say is harassment. Remember when that fucking white lady called the cops on that little 9-year-old boy because his backpack hit her butt? Oh, yeah. And he said that she smacked his ass, her ass? Okay, harassment. Your little white kid is harassing me. Get your kid away from me. Yeah. So, you don't know if I'm crazy.
And you see how they... See? And that's... I don't want to hear anybody sitting here saying that look how she's talking about this little kid. No. Look what they did to that little boy.
Yep. They called the police on him. The cops came on the little kid. Okay? I'm not trying to hear it. They've shot multiple little black kids. I'm not trying to hear shit. So if I was crazy, you don't know me. I'm just not I'm not everyone doesn't like children, okay? Yeah. I don't hate kids. So it's not like, oh, I hate kids, get your kid away from me. Everyone doesn't like children. You shouldn't assume people are going to like your kid. Yeah. People don't like bad behaved kids. Your kid is obviously bad behaved because he's chasing me to hit me again. We're not playing games. I'm not playing with you. It's not like I engaged you and you hit me. I'm a stranger. You don't know me. You're hitting me. You're old enough to run around and actually catch me. You know, you understand English. You're not at that point where you don't understand what stop means. Yeah. Okay? So I look around, I still don't see anybody moving. So this is when I just pause and I wait. And I'm just waiting for someone to come and take their kid and apologize for their kid's behavior. So I wait, and like maybe 2 seconds later, the white people that are in the bench that were across from me, the white lady started laughing. And she was like, oh, don't mind him. He's just I wish I remembered the word she used, because not even like she said friendly. She said he's just something, okay? And so I just look at her with my blank stare. Yeah. And I don't say anything because he's still hitting me. Oh, wow. As she's talking to me, and she has not come to get her fucking kid. Wow. Okay? I'm not meant to just be nice to your kid just because your kid is a child. Yeah. I'm not meant to just like children. You don't know me. You don't know if I'm crazy. If I kicked your kid in the face, then you know what I'm saying? You don't know how people are going to react. So for you to feel so comfortable, then if your kid gets snatched up, God forbid, oh my God, I had my eye on him the whole time. So you saw him the whole time, so you see him doing what he's doing to me. Yeah. Okay, so I'm still standing there and I'm looking at her, like, and I know my face looked dumbfounded because I actually thought she was going to apologize for her kids, for like, oh, I'm so sorry, he just did it, and I would have been like, oh no, it's okay. I was just taken aback. That's probably what I would have said. But she didn't even come with...
Imagine if you touched her kid.
Bro, she would have collapsed.
If you would have come and picked him up to move him. She would have been screaming. She would have been screaming.
Okay. And so I was just taken aback at that's what she really said to me, because I was actually getting ready to keep walking. Yeah. Like when I noticed, but then she said what she said and I paused again and I was like, wait. In my head I said, so this is what this lady has to say for her letting her kid just run around smacking people. So I looked at her when she said that stupid shit, and I was just like, I just did a breath, and I looked at him again, and I looked at her, and I shook my head, and I was like, and so that's all I did. Okay, that's all I did. So I'm walking away. Why do I hear her say to her group of friends, because she was the only lady at the table, and it was like 2 other guys. Yeah. Okay, and like when I shook my head is when she came to come pick him finally, okay? Why do I hear this bitch say?
What did she say?
She said, some people just don't know how to be accommodating.
What?
Okay?
What does that even mean?
And so I paused again. I said, okay, so she's really trying to have problems. Yeah. So I paused again And I thought better of it. I was like, you know what? I won't even turn around. Because I don't want her to start screaming. Because she's already trying to, she's already making a victim situation as if I'm the one who was disrespectful to her child. I didn't do anything to your kid. I just didn't laugh when you laughed and said made it seem like it was a cute situation.
That's not even the right context. Accommodating. What is there to accommodate
exactly
for?
You see what I'm saying?
That's not even the right word.
And so I didn't know that my sister had seen what happened. So my sister comes up behind me, and my sister's the one who's going to UT.
Yeah.
Because I have two sisters. So it's the one that's going to UT. She was like, Vi, I just saw that. I was like, oh, you did? She was like, yeah. She was like, why was she just letting him hit you? And she's like, what did she say? What did she say? And so I told her what she said. And she was like, she didn't apologize? I was like, no, girl. She didn't. She was like, what? Are you serious? And she was like, so then why was she mad at you? I was like, oh, you heard what she said? She was like, oh, I thought you didn't hear what she said when you walked away. I was like, oh, no, I heard her. She's like, yeah, she said that. And then when she said that, she took her kid really fast and they packed up their stuff and they were walking quickly like you're about to come and hit them. And I was like, really? She was like, yes, girl. She was like, that's why I thought you said something. She was like, I know how you can get when you get upset. So I thought you said something rude. She's like, I was like, sis. I said, sister, I did not open my mouth. My mouth did not open. My lips did not open once. I said, I didn't say anything. She was like, yeah, when they were walking past me, they were still talking about it, saying that you were rude and shit. I was like, you're lying. I said, man, I should have fucking turned around. I wish I had turned around. Wow. But I was like, let me just relax. How are you going to say I'm rude? How are you going to say I'm not accommodating? Oh my God, I should have wrote this shit down.
That doesn't even make sense.
I should have wrote the shit down that she said when she said, oh, he's just, I remember. She said, oh, he's just really forward. What does that mean? He's forward, so he's allowed to just hit people?
I don't know.
Because he's bold?
Was that supposed to imply that he liked you?
I don't know.
Was that the vibe you were getting?
No.
Like, you know how some kids be like flirting and shit?
Yeah,
like you know,
okay.
Young ages?
He just looked like he was playing. Like he looked like he had a smile on his face. He was like, boom, he hit me. And I was like, okay. And he hit me again. He kept hitting me.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this how people play with him? But like after the first time when you see I don't smile when your kid hit me, that's when you should be coming because you see him running after me. That's when you should be getting up.
I don't feel like excuse me, I don't feel like they have the right to be mad. Like, I know, okay. Like, because that's what I'm going to say. If it was me, I know me, and I like kids. Yeah. If that was him hitting me, I probably would have been more lighthearted about it. Yeah. Because that's just me. Yeah. Like, when kids do things like that, I find it cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, da, 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 da. But the thing is that when you're a parent, you have to know that not everybody's going to feel
That's
like
why
that.
I was confused.
You know what I'm saying?
She was upset.
Like, even besides you, there's other people I've seen have been a lot. Trust me, like I was that type of kid. Like the kid he is, I was that type of kid. My mom really, really, really hated that. I remember we were in Walmart. Girl, I used to do all types of things. I was laying on this one random guy. My mom would be so furious. But do you see how she was furious at me? Exactly. She wasn't furious at that guy. You know what I'm saying? She was upset at me because she was like, Cleo, you don't know what people can do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He could have easily snatched you up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like now, I understand where she's coming from. You know what I'm saying? But it's true. And there was no reason for my mom to be mad at that man because what did he do? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He didn't do anything.
I'm just confused.
And he was upset. And it's probably because he didn't like kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's not even, because I'm cool with kids, but I just was not comfortable. I was already nervous because there was a lot of fucking animals.
You weren't even that. This guy was even mad. He was actually upset. Like he wasn't like cussing or anything. Yeah, but you could tell he was trying to get me off of him. Yeah, which is okay.
Yeah, because he doesn't know you. He doesn't want anyone to say that he's trying to steal
snatch a kid and touch a kid and. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm just like
talking about some people aren't accommodating. Bitch, what does that mean? Use accommodating in a sentence properly, please.
Accommodating. I'm supposed to accommodate your kid.
Give me the definition of accommodating right now, please. Because what is she saying? And I'm talking about her. No, her. Exactly. Give me a definition of accommodating. That's what I would have told her. Give me the definition of accommodating.
I didn't even want to open my mouth
and tell me, does that make sense?
Girl, the way she looked at me when she said, "Oh, he's forward," and I didn't smile. She looked like I slapped her in the face. And I was like, I can already tell the type of situation this is going to be if I open my mouth. Because it's more them than me. And I'm not even comfortable where I'm at right now. I was already on edge because I was hungry. And I don't like animals like that. And there was a whole bunch of dogs everywhere. And I was like, I'm not really trying to be here. So I was just walking, minding my business, looking at the shit. Boom, on my leg. And I look up. I don't see any parents. I'm looking like I literally stopped and looked around. And I was like, okay.
When did they pack their stuff to leave? Okay.
You should have packed your shit up to come and get your kid when you saw him hit me. That's what you should have done. Because your kid is not playing with you. Your kid is playing with a stranger, and everyone does not act the same.
Yeah.
Because she was acting as if I spat on her kid's face and was like, "Ew, get your ugly roach child away from me." I didn't call your kid out of your kid's name. I didn't say anything bad about your kid because that's unnecessary. Because kids are cool. Like, if I'm not in the mood, then I'm not in the mood. Like, I have to be in a mood to like really be cutesy. I've noticed for myself with children off rip if they're doing bad shit. Like if your kid isn't doing bad shit, oh, that's cute, you know. But when a kid is misbehaving, I don't think it's cute unless they're a certain age. And I feel like was past the age of coming up and hitting me multiple times, and then the fact that you are letting it slide is just making me believe that you're enabling his behavior.
To me, what was weird is that usually in those situations, like the parent is like near. You know what I mean? Like they'll be standing like pretty close.
Yeah.
And you know they're watching their kid do it, and then like when you see their face, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
See your kid.
Because assuming she said that, I would have been.
You didn't even see the parent, so you're kind of like, who is this kid belong to?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking when I looked around. And I was like, I guess they're not gonna come collect. Maybe they're not keeping an eye on him.
They're not gonna come collect him.
So I was. I kept walking.
Guess it's my kid now.
Then they would have been quick up. They would have had
911
dialed immediately.
Was that what they were waiting for? Maybe they were waiting for you to try to kidnap him.
Maybe they didn't want him anymore, and I fucked up because I didn't take his stupid ass.
Maybe that's why she said you weren't accommodating. You weren't accommodating our lifestyle of trying to get the fuck rid of him.
Bitch, that's really what I said. Accommodating.
We're trying to get rid of this little nigga.
The fact that she had
you can't come and pick him up.
She had the gall to come and get mad at me.
She said, "Oh, people can't be accommodating these days."
She told me that. I just looked at her. I kept walking. Bitch, that's not cute. But yeah, like I was just for that whole trip, I was just irritated. I said, "Dang, I didn't know they were still talking shit." Then, because that's what I was like, "Man, I should have said something like that." But and my sister was like, "No, it's okay that you didn't." Because she was like, "Yeah, but I heard that." She was like, "That's why I thought you said something rude." Because my sisters have seen me like when people are staring at me and staring at us for no reason, like especially Hispanic people and white people are staring at us for no reason. Or like just being rude, like even at church when people's kids behind me are pulling my afro and pulling my hair and they're not saying shit to their fucking kid, and I turn around, they look at me. I look at their kid but barely. Like I glance at their kid, then I stare at them in their face, and then they don't even say sorry. What they'll do is pull him away or pull her away. I'm like, so you're not gonna apologize for allowing your kid to get in my personal space like this? Like, bitch. That shit is, and I usually, since I'm at church, I won't say anything. Oh yeah, I don't know if I told y'all, but I go to like a church that barely has black people. So yeah, they be all in my hair, all in my braids, pulling my shit, and I turn around and their parents are not even looking at them. And I'm like, it's not a toy. Like, get your kid away from me. That shit is irritating. But yeah, like I feel like her trying to tell me how to react to her ugly ass kid touching me is another example of white people trying to tell you, micromanaging your feelings and trying to tell you how to feel. Like, you saw how that lady came up to Cleo's friend.
Expecting you to react in a way that... Exactly. Like, yeah, just expecting black people to react in a way where white people are going to like it or whatever.
Exactly. Like, I'm not happy that you're close to me. It's not like weird. I need your presence.
It's really, really just weird. I don't know. I just don't get it.
Me neither. Bitch, another example. Okay, so I pick up my little siblings from school. So this is the one where the white dude was trying to tell me what to do when I was driving. So I pick up my siblings from Jesus Christ. I pick up my siblings from school every day. Mm-hmm. So my sister had stayed after school. So she told me she was going to be done at 4:00. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start coming at like 4 because sometimes she's not done on time. So she was calling me. And so here I am trying to answer my phone. Yeah. And so mind you, I am in the school zone, but I'm past the point. I'm not in front of the school. Like, I'm by the gas station that's further away from the school. So even though it's the school zone, there's no kids around. And it's after school. School ended at 2:50. So there's no kids. Yeah. Okay? So, 4:00 and I'm picking up the phone. I don't even know how he saw that I'm answering the phone. It's not like I'm texting, okay? Mm-hmm. I don't know how long he's been looking at me to see what I'm going to do. But we're at a red light. Mm-hmm. Okay? Again, we're at a red light. So it's not a stop sign, nobody's behind me, and I'm holding up the line because the light's red and the cars are going from the green section. Mm-hmm. So if I drive into the street, I get hit. This nigga, I feel someone looking at me. You know when you can feel someone looking at you? Yeah. I feel someone looking at me. So I hold the phone up to my ear and I look. And my sister, she didn't answer the, like, oh, I think what happened was I called her. I called her to try to make sure, to tell her I was coming. So I called her, and I was dialing the phone. The shit went to voicemail. And I called her again. I guess that's why my head was down for so long. Then when I look up, the light is still red. I can still see the cars going. Like, I have peripheral vision. I feel someone looking at me. I look up, and I see the nigga in the aisle, in the lane next to me, staring inside my car. Like I said, I don't have tinted windows. He's staring into my car. He's this older white dude. He's like 40, maybe. He's bald. And he's in the right lane, so he's meant to be turning right. Okay? I know he's meant to be turning right because I can see his blinkers on. And so I'm looking at him look at me, and he's pointing at my window. And I'm like, what is he trying to say? Like, I know this nigga's not trying to tell me about my phone. Because I had my phone up. So I had finished calling, I had my phone in my hand. And he's pointing, do. And I was like, what? He's moving his mouth. So I roll my window down. And I lower my music. And because his window's already down, because he wants me to hear. So then he said, you're in a school zone. You're not supposed to. Before he could finish, I'm still looking at him. And I roll my window up. And I turn my music, as I'm looking at him, I turn my shit up because his windows are still down, so you can hear my music. And then as I'm looking at him, instead of him to be focused, since he's turning right, to see when the people that have the green stop coming so he can turn right, he's looking at me.
He's focused at you. Wow.
So as I'm looking at him and he saw what I did,
wow.
I didn't open my mouth. When I tell you guys, I be straight facing these hoes because they hate that shit.
Wow.
Then he noticed that I did that shit. He got so angry. He rolled his eyes so hard. And he looked and saw that, no other cars were coming, even though the light was green. So he finally made the right turn. I said, God, punish you. Why are you in my car?
Wow.
Why are you in my car?
You know what I noticed about white folks? White folks really, they love to come and tell everybody how they should be living their life. This is naive to be coming and doing it. And it's always like, put the phone next to my mouth, y'all. Like, it's always black people, like, I mean, not even just black people. It's all types of people of color. Like,
okay.
They'll be ready to come and tell you, this is what you're supposed to do. Not even minding. Why couldn't you mind your business?
Girl,
what?
He was acting like I was at a four-way stop sign and people were waiting behind me. The light is red. I am in a school zone calling my sister so I can pick her ass up. So I have to be in the school zone. You are turning right to leave the school zone. Mind your fucking business.
Wow.
Like, I see his mouth because I don't think I said it properly.
That's another thing. He didn't even know what was going on with her life.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just minding people's
and I don't need to explain it to you.
Exactly, as though he knows what's going on with her.
Am I on? You don't know if I'm on Twitter. You don't see. I don't have a movie up. I'm not taking a selfie.
Wow.
I had my shit in my lap. I'm looking down,
trying to get her to roll down the window and everything, y'all.
Bitch, because I saw him talking, and when I rolled down my window, I already had an inkling because the part I heard when I started rolling my window down was 200. And I guess that's the fine. Later when I was coming back, I was like, why the fuck did he say 200? And I saw on the sign, you can be fined $200 if you're on your phone in a school zone. Whatever. I'm at the light. I'm not driving and on my phone. I'm calling my sister so she can know I'm coming so she can come outside. Mind your fucking business.
Yeah.
You're not the police. You're not the police.
Yeah.
Are you gonna, what? This nigga really, I was so angry, but I said the most disrespectful thing I can do to him right now to let him know I don't give a fuck is turn my music up and roll my window up. And that's sure what I did. I sure did that shit. He got mad as hell, and then he left. I said, yeah, I hope you're angry. I hope it's eating you inside. And I hope you called me a couple N-words when you were driving away. Because I know that hurts you more than it hurts me. They be saying it out of anger when they can't do shit else to piss you off. Nigger! I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Next.
It doesn't hurt me unless I let it hurt me, so.
Excuse you. Girl. No, and I told my sister and everything. I was so mad. I was like, yeah, this man tried to tell me to get off my phone. She said, what? I was like, he rolled down his window. He pointed out my window to let me know to roll it down as he's still talking. And I could tell he's upset because he was red in the neck. He was like, talking with a scowl on his face. Girl, yes.
He was hot.
Girl. I said, okay, interesting. Like, I feel like I just have bad luck on the road.
Yeah, I feel like she does. I feel like she does. The stuff that she be telling me, yeah.
Should I even talk about Arlington?
Yeah, when we were in Arlington, you guys, when we used to go to school together, me and Vi used to work at the same store. So one day, like, we had a mandatory meeting that we had to go to that was at 8 or whatever. So we went there. you know, it finished at like 10 something or whatever. So both of us really wanted to get back to sleep because it was really, really early. We had to be there. So we're leaving. Okay, we're on the road, you know, driving. And I actually didn't even pay attention to see if I was close to me or anything like that. But I see like a gray car, you know, pass me up. I'm like, oh shit, I think, you know, I thought that might be you, but I don't think I knew for sure if it was you or whatever. But you can continue.
Okay, so we're driving, and then so basically it was a 2-lane road, and at the intersection, it becomes a right lane only and a straight lane. Okay.
And a left.
Oh, yes, and a left. Excuse me, and a left. So it's one of each. Yeah. So I'm driving, and this lady is driving next to me side by side. You know that shit where people don't want to pass you and they don't want to go slower than you?
Yeah.
So, I think what happened was I passed you up early, and then you ended up passing me up later because you're in front of me.
I was in front.
Yeah, you were in front of me.
Yes. So, I was looking at this from my
your rear view.
Yeah, my rear view.
Okay, so at this point, Cleo's in front of me. Okay.
Because I saw a car cut someone off.
Yes.
We'll say that. I saw a car someone off, and I was like, ooh, shit, they cut them off bad. And so I was like, let me look to see what happens. Okay. You know.
So the lady's driving side by side with me. So Cleo's in the front. This truck is next to me. Okay, and I'm driving side by side with the truck. I look up in my rear view, and there's nobody behind me because I usually do that to see if this person is just riding me like this, like you know, close to me, because there's no way for them to slow down and get behind me, or if they're just trying to get in front of me. So I was like, okay, let me slow down so this person can pass me up, because I don't like being side by side by cars because I feel like they can run me off the road, because that has almost happened to me before. So she wasn't driving any faster. Every time I slowed down, I felt like she slowed down. If I sped up, I felt like she sped up. So I was like, okay, I'm not playing race cars with you. Let me just keep driving and mind my business. So, and mind you, I have a small car and this is a truck. So this lady, like an SUV type of truck. So this lady, we get to the light, and I guess since there's nobody in the right lane, she sees the sign on the floor and on the street that says right only. So instead of her crusty ass to slow down and get behind me, since there's no one behind me, what she did was shove her big ass truck in front of my car to the point where I had to press on my brakes so she wouldn't scrape the front of my car because she was about to hit me. And so obviously I'm pissed off. Like I said before, I don't have tinted windows. So when I get upset when I drive.
Vi is a crazy motherfucker, y'all.
Yeah, I be getting mad when I drive. I actually really like driving, but which is weird, but I have road rage. But I don't have road rage where I'm gonna follow you. I just will cuss, you know, I'll cuss in my car.
Cussy, y'all.
I'll cuss
in my
car.
Tell them what you did.
And so that's exactly what I did. I cussed in my car. So she cut me off. And I know I did. She cut me off, and I cussed in my car. And as I'm cussing in my car, there's hand signals for cuss words too. So I'm flicking the bitch off. I'm like, you stupid bitch. Why the fuck did you cut me off? Bitch, I know you fucking saw me.
She middle fingered the shit out of her. Y'all, she middle fingered her so much. I saw her.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw your middle finger. I literally was like, oh shit. And you know, at that time, I still didn't know it was you. At that time, I still didn't even know it was her, y'all. I still did not know it was her.
So I held my middle finger up as I'm cussing. I didn't honk or anything because I'm still trying to get my bearings. Because bitch, I had to stand on the brake.
Remember when I called you? Well,
yeah.
I ended up calling her after, but anyways. So remember when I called you and I was like, bro.
Was that you?
Yes, I'm like, middle finger. Yes.
I didn't know you saw it.
Yes,
but because when I stick up the middle finger, you guys, I hold it up so you can see me, and I feel this is why I do that, or this is why I used to. I really have relaxed a little bit on it, but sometimes it happens, and it is what it is. But I feel like if you're looking at your rear view after you've done some fuck shit on the road, and I didn't honk at you, you knew you did some shit wrong. So you're looking at me hard enough to see from your rear view that I had the middle finger up. If you're staring straight at the road, at the light, and you didn't do shit wrong, then you wouldn't be looking in your rear view, bitch. So, bitch, you're wrong, regardless. So guess what she did? Instead of her in her heart, be like, damn, I low-key fucked up. Yeah. It is what it is. This bitch put the car in park.
And she came forward.
At this point, the windows are tinted, so I didn't know if it was a man or a woman. I just assumed it was a guy because it was a truck. But thank goodness it was a white lady. It was
so bad. This woman got on the car. I was literally like,
my heart.
I said, oh no. And mind you, I still didn't know it was her. So I was like, oh no, they're gonna get fucked up. I said, they're gonna get fucked up. They're gonna get fucked up.
So this lady put her shit in park. I saw her when she parked the car. Like, you know, you can tell when the car is parked. And the light is still red. So she parked her car at a red light. and I saw a white leg come out because she was wearing capris, and I thought it was a white dude with shorts on. I was like, oh my god, this nigga's finna blow my fucking head off. But then when I saw it was a lady's leg, I said, okay, I'm good. So the white lady stepped out and she closed the door. Why was her face red and she was crying? And she was yelling at me. And she, I had my music on. So I didn't hear what she said. So I turned my music off and I rolled down my window. At this point, I'm still angry. So I'm not the straight-faced vi I usually am when white people come and try to get me to react. I was pissed. So in my face, I was like, what? And so she was like, bitch, I didn't know it was a right turning lane. I didn't know, I'm not from here. My wife is in the hospital. No. And I was just looking at her. When she started crying with the tears, that's when my face went straight. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm sorry to hear that about your wife, but I was here first. You saw me. You could have got behind me. There was nobody behind me. I was like, you cut me off and you almost hit my car. Yeah. And I was like, just because your wife, in my head, I was like, just because your wife is in the hospital doesn't mean all of us need to be in the hospital. Like, bitch, okay, you're gonna rest to see your wife so much you're about to kill yourself too. Relax, or you're not gonna make it. And then when I said what she said, I guess she expected me to say fucking sorry to her stupid ass. When I didn't apologize and I said what I had said to her, she was like, yeah, well, I didn't know. Okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I didn't see you. I didn't know it was the right lane. I'm not from here. And she said it again, and I was like, okay, you said that shit already. Next. Then the bitch got back in her car, and the light turned green. And she started driving, and I'm still behind her crusty ass, and I see her again make a fucking mistake later. I said, I see you. You went to the left lane. I said, left turn. Now you're swerving back. I see you still not paying attention, ho. You're still not paying attention. You're about to die. You're about to die yourself. Relax. Relax. And that's when Cleo called me, and she was like, bitch, was that you? And I was like, yeah, girl.
Yeah, I was like, girl, what's going on?
I was scared when she came. I'm not finna front like, oh, I wasn't scared.
Oh, yeah, I bet. I was scared. I was scared when whoever that was. I was like, god damn.
I was scared when I seen the leg because I was like, you know, white people are trigger happy. Yeah. I was like, fuck, it's a white person. Fuck, they're about to fuck my shit up. But then I saw it was a lady, and I was like, okay, they're not really heavy on the trigger. At least not, maybe. But in my head, that's not the stereotype I have for them. Yeah. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm a little better. But then when she was crying, I said, what? Are you dumb? Am I supposed to be sad because you're crying? I said, you're lucky I didn't even honk my horn at you, sis. The only reason you saw that was because you're looking because you knew you did some shit wrong. So why are you now coming out your car? These people be just trying, I didn't know, getting mad at me because you didn't know. Bitch, you still cut me off. You know what that is. You could have slowed down, though. We were at the same pace. Yeah. Remember I said she was driving side by side with me, driving side by side? Oh, yeah, now slowly walk down so you can get behind me. Ain't nobody behind me. Yeah. Speeding up, cutting my shit off. Bitch, I slam on the brakes. These people are so, like, I just feel like they just expect the world to just bend for them. Yeah. Just to bend. Everything, the earth should just bend around them. They're
just doing like, the most. Like, I don't know.
Girl, like, yeah. I don't get it. Like, I thought I was the only one, but I didn't know there was so many other people until Cleo pulled the shit up on Twitter. I didn't think there was going to be examples of other people so detailed, especially when that girl said that white lady really tried to come pay her shit for her, pressing her screen and shit at the damn self-checkout. What?
Like, you know, it doesn't cost anything for you to just mind your business and do your own thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But then when they see some shit happening that's wrong, they like to act like they're blind. When they see someone getting called immigrant, oh my god, go back.
Or getting called the N-word and stuff like that.
They act like they can't hear. All of a sudden, every single time
like
I see
that lady that was singing, you know, nigga, like all through that CBS thing. I mean, yeah, there was a few white people, but I remember seeing in the video there was a white man that just walked in,
act like they don't see it. But then when I'm minding my business and no one is bothering me, you feel like no, it's going a little bit too smoothly. We know they're doing some shit wrong. Let's see what they're doing wrong.
Always coming to disturb somebody's day. Could be having a good old funky time.
Exactly.
Like, do you think that when we were taking care of them dogs, we needed that lady to come and just be a Debbie Downer on our shit?
Come on. Talking about you acted right. What? And did you act right? Was she a grown up?
She was like a little bit older than us.
Okay.
Like, she was probably like what we are now. Okay. Like 20s.
Okay, so you as an adult.
Because at that time we were still in high school.
Yeah. Okay, you as the bigger person, the older person. Yeah. You're supposed to be a little bit more mature. Did you act right when you came to these kids to come and talk about that? You didn't. So why are you not coming to me to tell me that I acted right? Yeah, your mom raised you right. You know how to talk to white people. Bitch, if you don't back away from me, That's crazy.
They think that everything's supposed to be catered to what they want.
Yes,
what they like.
yes.
That's how we should be raised. That our parents should be raising us to do everything right by them. Sorry, baby, that's not how the world works. That's not how things are finna go. And who says the way you want things to be is the right way?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, just because it was so-called, quote-unquote, the right way for you guys then, or what people said it was, you know, that's not to say that it is now.
Exactly. Back, like, for real. Like, just back up, mind your business. Like, especially the bumping into people. Like, you know, whoever is on the right side, like, they have the right of way. Like, it should not be the person that's bigger or the, like, you know, all of that bumping into people, like, you cannot see them. But then, obviously, you saw me because you get mad when I hit you.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, like, just be mindful of your own space. Like, you don't own the earth.
Yeah.
Like, it's just irritating. But, yeah.
But yeah, we made this to just bring y'all aware to it. So if you guys have any like experiences,
we would
once we put this on YouTube, girl, we're gonna get after this. We're gonna literally get to it, and I'm gonna be putting the videos on YouTube and stuff. So yeah, leave a comment if you have any experiences of that. We would love to hear it. And once again, our podcasts are on all podcast platforms. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can also listen to it on YouTube. And yeah, so I think that's all we have to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for listening, you guys.
And stay tuned for Song of the Week.
Bye.
So we're back with our Song of the Week. And
all these days later.
I know.
If we're going to be honest.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that. So, my song is very fitting for the energy that I came with in this episode. And it is by Rico Nasty. And it is Smack a Bitch. That is Song of the motherfucking week.
Okay, so for me, it's the song called Melanin by Secret with 2 T's at the end of Secret. So, yeah.
Okay, so we hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week.
Bye.